Hello there guys and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. We are back in the A320neo NX mod in a very smart Austrian Airways livery. I'm using a couple of interesting liveries and mods today. You'll see what I mean in a second. But we're going to be doing a flight from Gatwick to Innsbruck tonight. It's a flight I've done loads of times. It's a nice little early morning flight, so we're going to leave this very grey, rainy Gatwick behind and head to a very nice snow-peaked Austrian Alps. So, yeah, not much else to say really. We'll jump in the cockpit, get everything set up as normal, and we'll get on our way. So, welcome to a very smart and very fancy-looking flight deck. I'm using a cockpit livery mod, which I found on Nexus Mods, and I just thought this was a really cool idea to have like a standard A320 but looking like a private jet's super cockpit. So it looks really cool and I really wanted to fly with it. So while it's not exactly realistic to the real world, I've never seen an A320 with this before, not even in concept art, but there probably is one of these out there somewhere. Anyway, oh, I have not set my views though, which could be problematic. Oh, I had to, I'll explain in a second. I've had some issues with Microsoft Flight Simulator recently that have been more than irritating. There we go. Let's just hold that, and I will set up my views very quickly by pressing Control-Alt-1. Control-Alt-2. Let's go back a bit. Control-3, all the way up, down a bit, forward a bit, Control-Alt-4, go back to 1, 2, 3, 4, and finally, oh, come on, Control-5, there we go, okay. Oh, that's not one of my views. There we go. Okay, let's just quickly make sure everything is good. Need to set cruising altitude, which is 35,000 tonight. 39,000, sorry. And it's this morning, not tonight. I'm doing it all over again. On the exit lights, no smoking, seatbelts, cabin chime set. Nav lights are all good. We can bring up the cockpit lighting, not lighting, aircon. It is pretty cold this morning. It's about 5 degrees here in Gatwick, and it's about -5 in Innsbruck. So it's very cold. So we will be using anti-ice on our departure because the anti-ice system in Microsoft Flight Simulator is extremely unrealistic, and the ice builds up quicker than like snow does overnight. What else I need to do? I need to lock this. Bring the panel light down a little bit. We're 1 minute from ROS align. Everything is done. Flight plan is all set. Load map to 20, so I can load in when it's ready. Apart from that, I think we are ready for pushback. So just quickly check. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. Do everything else when we are ready to go. We can disconnect the jetway on the camera. Get rid of that. Wait for the cabin door to close. Fantastic. Say goodbye to you. Bye bye. There we go. A second this will be aligned and we can check our flight plan. Yeah, that's all good. There we go. Flight plan is loading in. Press Shift P for our pushback. Bit of a tight corner. We'll go to the starting ignition page. Oh, hold on a second. No, not at all. What am I talking about? I cannot push back just yet. Stop. I need the APU. I knew I was forgetting something crucial then. Oh, I didn't bleed on just yet. I knew I was forgetting something crucial. I was like, I'm definitely forgetting something. Yeah, I didn't power the APU on. Okay, we need to wait for the APU to come on then to cross star engines. That'll only take a few moments. Okay, well, let's just wait for the flap to open. There we go. Okay, so that's going to start. While that does that, we will check the flight plan. Okay. So we're just parting out of 8 right. All the way down here. Through the mountains. I'm not sure what's going on there. Yeah, because today we're using, it's not an ILS, it's what's it called, RNAV approach, so it's all manual, so that'll be interesting. I'm really not sure what's going on here. Can I zoom in a bit better? Huh. That is a little bit weird, but something I can deal with on the way. Don't need to worry about just yet. Okay, well, we'll go back to this. APU should be available any moment now. We will turn the beacon lights on just to let people know we are ready to move. There we go, APU is available. So the pack's coming on. Okay, now we can request pushback. Come back, I need you now. On that. Starter ignition on. And he's struggling to line up. I've just realised something. I've had one critique with the weather system in default Microsoft Flight Simulator. I know you can get the add-on stuff, but the greys don't really come through. Like on a morning when it's sunny, you never have this really nice glossy sort of sunshine effect. So I've never seen that before in the real world. But then again, I can't really complain because the clouds sort of completely overdo that because it looks so nice. You will also notice my FPS is 20 times better. That is because I've had a bit of a nightmare because I was going to record a video yesterday and then for some reason I downloaded a mod. It was basically an FPS enhancement mod. You can find it on Nexus Mods. Do not download it because unfortunately it's got a really weird bug because what it does is it brings the refresh rate of all these screens right down. But in doing so, it completely kills your flight plan, which is a little peculiar. But yeah, basically it just completely kills your flight plan dead, and you're left without any instruments or navigation. And I didn't think it was a mod fault at first, so I ended up deleting the flight sim and reinstalling it. That worked until I re-downloaded the mod, and then the same problem happened. So eventually I found out what it was, deleted the mod, deleted everything else, and then spent about 2-3 hours trying to optimize all my settings to get the best performance possible. So that's the reason behind that. I really like this really smart cockpit look. It's just so nice. It's so cozy. I would love to have this type of cockpit in the real world. Good. Flight director can come on. Taxi light. The wipers do anything yet? Nope. Okay, both engines are stabilised. We'll set that to normal. Flaps 1. Park brake off. There we go. We'll get moving. Turn the bleed off. Turn the dome light off. Just bring that brightness down a tiny bit. It doesn't need to be so bright. Just quickly make sure my OBS is doing the right thing. It is. Good, good. There is nothing worse than trying to film in OBS and then you accidentally press one of the hotkeys that is a system in the game and then it stops your recording, because I've done that before in halfway through a flight and I just lost all the footage and I was like, well, it's the end of that then. Very, very annoying. Speaking of lost footage, I originally had a 747 video ready for a flight from Chicago down to Atlanta. But when I got in the 747, I found so many issues with it. The autopilot was just beyond horrible. Doesn't function anything like any other 747 I've ever used before. Yeah, it was so atrociously bad in places that I just couldn't play. I just couldn't fly it. It was a nightmare. So I'll have another go at it at some point, and that will be in a video. But oh my gosh, it was just it was uncontrollable. And I am not the first person to say this. I have heard a lot of people complaining about the 747 and how it's very unrealistic. Once again, I am using the Gatwick Airport enhancement mod, which gives me, gives you all the distinct features about Gatwick, the air bridge and whatnot. It looks 10 times better than the default scenery does. Sort of struggling to see where the taxi lines are going now. Set my view a little low. It is always weird when I fly in and out of Gatwick now, because I fly in and out of Gatwick so many times. Oh god, a bit dangerous. I fly in and out of Gatwick so many times in the real world. Especially, I've done this flight from Gatwick to Innsbruck countless times, and to numerous other places like Budapest. But it's really weird when you're at one of these airports. You don't fly airliners in real life, but you fly them in a sim. Yeah, you know your way around an airport's layout like off by heart. It's really interesting, but weird at the same time. I don't know, it's quite cool, I guess. Not to anyone else, but to yourself. I'm pretty sure if you were on a plane sitting with some stranger and you were like, hey, I know the airport layout, I'm pretty sure their answer would be, cool, alright. Wouldn't be too amused. Alright, enough of my barking. Set auto brake max. Toga config, I don't know what that is. Oh yeah, so I believe, yeah, the clock now works, which is really cool. I'm going to stop that because I won't need to start it until we actually get to the runway. But yeah, we have the clock now, which is really good. And I also found out that these are the two things that make this screen go brighter and darker. As some of you mentioned before, that screen was just off completely. I was like, sorry, my bad. There's another aircraft there. plane's that? Ah, it's a wait, a Qatar A320. Here. Well, not going to argue with it. I did see a Frontier airline. I do wish, because there was always this problem in other flight sims where you'd have like airliners from different countries in like in an airport they just wouldn't ever be in. Like, you know, you'd be off in like you'd be in Los Angeles and have like a British Airways A319 next to you, and you're like, well, that shouldn't be here. So maybe there could be a mod or a system that just sort of tunes which airliners should be appearing at which airports. Gosh, can't speak. Right, well, we will not turn the lights on just yet. We'll turn them on when we get about down there. Just double checking everything here. Ooh, looks good. Nothing stands out as horrific, so to speak. Turn these floodlights off, I don't need them at the moment. Okay, what I will do is now I will turn the strobe lights on, and we will turn the wing lights on, and we'll put these off for the moment, and then we'll turn the landing lights on when we get to the runway threshold. Turn the terrain radar on. If you're going to shout at me for not following the taxi line, I will be honest, I do not care. It just goes in a really weird circle. I know, because in real life this is the both the takeoff and landing strip at the same end, which can be confusing for some aircraft, because where there's only one taxiway. That's why they have this weird like little ring road at the top. It's my history lesson done. Right, let's just stop here quickly. Chuck our landing lights on. Lighting is correct. Turn that up a tiny bit. Strobes, dome, blah 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 blah. All good, good, good. We will turn anti-ice on, coming through the clouds because it's very cold. Everything is good. We are ready for takeoff. About an hour and 20, about an hour and a half flight, so it's not too bad. Nice and short. Start the clock. Oh, we will start the clock. There we go. So I turned off. I'll get ready on the gear. So yeah, full on stick. Absolutely love the sounds on this mod. There goes V1. Rotates. Positive rate of climb, gear up. Farewell, Gatwick. 10,000. A bit of that wind from the side. Set climb thrust. Start following the navigation now. I'll tell you what part just on, yeah, I'm still flying manually. Now we'll hand it over. Track the flaps. Go, it's recapturing our climb. The autopilot still does that weird thing where it does do a bit of a high rate of climb, but seems to fix itself much better than it used to, at least. That looks nice. So far, so good. Past 9, so what's that? Around top of that, so we should be landing around 11. And, yeah, I plan to be on the ground by about then, so yeah. Wow, those clouds are absolutely amazing. Something X-Plane never did right was their clouds, unfortunately. You could even get enhancement mods that made the clouds look a bit better, but never to this level. Just looks absolutely insane. Alright, we're at our restriction of 10,000 for the moment. So past our transition, so I'll retract the landing lights. We're past the restriction. We can carry on climbing. Anything else? Just charm the cabin once. I'm sure he's not getting too toasty back there. What's worse, do you reckon? Is it worse to be too hot on an aeroplane or too cold? Probably too hot. Crikey, that is incredible. I do think we're going to go through this cloud though. Just going to open up the range now, just so we can see where and when we're going. So we need to be at flight level 390 by the time we're at Comob. believe Pabla is our descent. As we gush through that cloud. The anti-ice behaves much better now as well, I've noticed, which is really good. Big fluffy clouds. Okay, well, the seatbelt sign can come off now. You may start your drink service, cabin crew. I don't think I'll get some breakfast while we head to top of climb, and then when we're at the cruise, I'll give you an update on what's happening and the weather information that I have for Innsbruck, which I'm very nervous about because my last landing in Innsbruck was nothing short of absolutely horrifically chaotic. Partly my fault. I had in my head ILS. Secondly, the aircraft was descending too quickly, and thirdly, I forgot I had reverse thrust, which is quite funny. Into the clouds. Oh gosh. Freedom. Wow, that's so cool. This game, or flight sim, or whatever you want to call it, may have some serious issues, but you can't deny its visuals. It's visually outstanding. Okay, well, I won't bore you all with me talking about how amazing the visuals are. So what I'll do is I'll contact you guys at top of climb, give you a bit of an update, and yeah, see you then. So welcome back. We are well into our cruise now. Because we reached our cruising altitude pretty quickly after I stopped recording. So yeah, we reached our cruise. We're now about a quarter of the way into it, roughly, more or less, maybe a bit more. I don't know. I went down to get some breakfast, so I haven't looked. So let's just see. So we've passed to where our cruising altitude should started. Yeah, we've done that. That's all good. So let's have a quick look then at where we are going to be after this. So Pabla is our top of descent, I believe. I'll quickly open the tap up a little bit more. Yeah, Pabla is our top of descent, kind of, out there. 36,000 we need to be at by the time we're at Otabo. What else? What after that? 30,000 after that. Somehow 39,000 after that. Makes no sense. 13,000 following. And 10,000. 9,000. 8,000. 39,000. Somehow. So 8,000 is our final height. Gosh. Okay, well, we got a little while yet, but everything is coming into view. Yeah, not much really to report on then at the moment. Everything's going well, everything's going smooth. The autopilot is more or less behaving itself. Yeah. Look outside. Starting to see the winter frost. Very, very pretty. Yeah, very, very evident back there. Okay, well, I will report to you guys then when we're getting ready for our descent, which will be in about 30 minutes time. We'll be getting ready to start descending into Innsbruck. Okay, talk to you guys then. Alrighty then, we're just coming up to our top of descent, just within 11 nautical miles now. I've set 8,000 on the managed altitude, so when we come around the corner we should be able to start our descent into Innsbruck. Still looking over the nose, it says, where are we? So the Alps are over here, and it's a little cloudy. It's going to be interesting to deal with, to say the least, but hopefully it won't be too bad. If Innsbruck isn't hard enough to land at already, it's about to get even better. I don't know why it keeps throwing me to this view. That's not... Because I have my view set up, but every time I press 1... Oh, okay, so now it doesn't do it. You know what? Okay, oh. I get very scared every time I accidentally press a button. Just starting to bring the range down a little bit now. So we have 36,000 at Ottawa. I mean, 60 nautical miles is probably more than enough to get down to that altitude. Provided that as soon as we pass Pabla, yep, which we have now just done. Well, so the question is, yeah, so now it's automatically descending, which I hoped it would do, because I have installed the latest version of the NX mod from GitHub, and something someone said to me was that it now features VNav, which is really, really exciting for me, because if VNav is now integrated into the A320, then you know, my life is 20 times easier than it used to be. Because, you know, with all the flight sims that do not feature VNav, you have to do either a managed altitude descent or a stepped approach. Or you can just manually set your speed and manually set your vertical speed. But if this is going to work properly, and we're at the correct altitude by the time we get to Utterbau, which, even though we're descending fairly slowly, looks unlikely. Yeah. I will be very excited. Keeping a keen eye on the horizon. It does say we have a tailwind, but not a big tailwind. That's really weird, because I was pointing the other direction when I was landing, and I've been going the same direction since, so... Okay, now that was weird, what I just saw on there. It just said decel after low Y. Yeah, see, it says decel here. What? And why is this waypoint back here? Okay, well... One thing's for sure, it's gonna get interesting. These are one of those airports that you can't really rely on autopilot to sort out for itself. This is one of those airports that you have to be very, very careful landing at. Right, we're going to get set up now for landing. That's armed. We need auto brakes set to medium. Actually, we'll set them max because of how short the runway is at Innsbruck. So we'll set that max. We will turn the landing instrumentation on. We will also flow on our landing lights now. Seatbelt signs should have been on already. That's my bad. Try that again. Okay. Oh, and the cabin crew, please take your seats for landing. I like that chime. Okay, all looking good here. I will now reset that to 8,000. Question will be, will it now accept that? I have asked it to. Please start descending. Please start descending. Okay, well, I am going to take a managed control of our speed because we are getting, oh, wrong thing, we are getting very close. It still doesn't want to descend us. I'm going to hope that's because of the altitude restriction here, and then when we turn it's going to start to want to descend again. Slowly, it's thinking about it. Innsbruck's down there. Why is my auto throttle just not wanting to auto throttle? It's the best way to say that. Question mark. Okay, now it's descending. No, descend, descend, descend! There we go. I'm just gonna tell it now. Just descend. I don't care what you want to do. Just do it. Right. Flaps 1. Whoa, absolutely no chance of that, monsieur. Where do you think you're going? It's climbing, okay. Right, well. I don't want you to climb, I want you to descend. Alright, well. I think autopilot has given up at this point, so we'll take manual from here, even though it's a bit early. At least I know that I can fly it in. So we need to continue descending pretty sharpish. Just get that nose down a bit. Turn the auto throttle off so it doesn't decide it wants to do its own thing. This is the problem I had last time I flew into Innsbruck. I think there's an issue with it's either something that I've done, or there is an issue with the flight sim trying to work out what the appropriate altitudes are. And to be honest, neither really makes sense. Because, yeah, neither really makes sense. Period. Climb, it says. No, now it says descend. See what I mean? That if I was on autopilot, it would now start nosediving. So I don't know why it is doing that. Right, well the good news is we are coming up to what is an RNAV glide slope sort of thing. So I'm going to speed ourselves up a tiny bit. If I now give you back to autopilot, will you behave? Nope, that's jumped up. And it wants to go down to Earth again. Oh, weird. Really weird. I'm just going to follow it in. There's no point in fighting with the system. Going to make sure to avoid that mountain. I think it's Innsbruck. It has a weird, like, you sort of follow this route and then there's like a weird, like, sort of swooping left turn. Or at least I remember that from X-Plane. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm just lying. Okay, well we're steadily coming down to 8,000 now. Let's just watch our speed. See if I can see the runway yet. I believe it's just down there. And look, there comes the bloody flight director again. I'm not going to follow it because it's... you can see that this flight director is clearly telling us to go over here. There's a big thing in the way, flight director. We don't like the big thing. Big thing make bad thing happen. We don't like that. Out climb. I don't know why the autopilot systems are still screaming at me. I have completely disengaged it. Maybe it's just another bug. I've heard there are still some significant autopilot bugs in the sim. And am I right? I am right. He's only bloody correct. It's quite funny because at this point on your descent into Innsbruck, you'd usually start to see like all the ski runs and ski lifts. You don't usually see that when you're landing. Something higher than your plane. Okay, now I can start to realign with what the flight director is actually asking me, but it still wants me to go miles in the wrong direction. Well, wrong direction. It's not really a wrong direction, but you know what I mean. Right, gear down. Flaps full. Camera's jumping around a bit there. Everything is looking good. It's like a bit of a weird sort of wind shear off the side of the mountains. So of course, because it's like a what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a canyon sort of shape, so the wind sort of blows down it and off the sides of the mountains, so you get weird, like, wind spikes. Okay, let's start to bring her down now. At this point, the flight director is useless because it's telling me to go the wrong direction, so we won't pay attention to that. We will use our amazing flight sim knowledge and experience to bring this puppy down.
2,500.
2,500, continuing. Sort of want to hold it around, I'll say about 3,000. I don't want to get too low because there are buildings literally just off the side of the airport. The challenge here is knowing when to make the left turn because that bloody thing's in my way. There we go. Not a good time for my view to reset. Just bring the speed down. We'll start to turn in about now. Yes, I know. I know. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Sync rate. Sync rate.
Sync rate.
Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate.
There we go. Get rid of that sync rate warning. Sort of hold it at 150. It's a good speed to come in at. Start to slow down. Line it up. It's very snowy and Christmassy here, isn't it?
Sync rate.
Shut up. I'm not in a sync rate. Well, I am, but... Shut up, shut up. We're good, we're good. Calm down. I know what I'm doing. Right, finger is on the reverser. Ready to engage, because this is a very, very short runway. So high, let's just make sure we bring it under control.
Sync rate.
Not a sync rate, don't worry, don't worry. I'm just bringing it down.
200.
Let's just get some speed up so we don't hit the ground so hard.
100. 60. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
Reverse is green. Under 60. Turn the reversers off. Trace is engaged. Perfect. It's one of my better landings, that was. Spoilers are retracted. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Innsbruck, a very snowy, cold Innsbruck. Fantastics, turn the landing lights off, go to taxi, wing light can come off, and strobes off. Yay, and I got an award. Oh, there's a random forklift aside. Oh, he's charging us. He said, I'm not... What is... What's he doing? Is he one of those... It's like one of those aircraft taxi cars. You know, the ones you get that sort of you have to follow. I think we are just going to park up in between these two jets. Well, jet and whatever that is. It's a very busy airport at the moment. I can hardly see the taxi lines. Okay, well I turn in here, let's get the APU going. Should have done that just before I landed. And we'll stop it there. Park brake on, engines come off. Ding, ding. Probably should have turned the engines off that quickly. Actually, now I'm looking at how much till the flaps on. Oh yeah, I shouldn't have really done that. Okay, well the systems might turn themselves off in a second, but we landed. That's all that really matters. Turn the beacon light off and we will radio ground. Ground services to an Innsbruck ground. We would like a power supply. Yep, that would be useful. And we can't request for a thing, apparently. It's a bit sad. Oh, well, there's our power box. Is it going to connect? I would like some ground power. Try request that again. Request power supply. Ground power unit is on the road. Good. Ask for fuel as well. There we go. External power on. There we go. And now we don't actually need that. Whoa! Sound effects. Oh yeah. Taxi light can come off. Okie dokie. Well, while that thing tries to work itself out, we have parked a little bit far back, I've just realised, but I don't think there's any other airlines coming in at the moment. Let's see if it likes us getting... No, it doesn't. It doesn't want to let passengers off. It's angry. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, you'll have to live on this aircraft for the rest of your life. Alright, well, while that works itself out, jump into my showcase camera. Oh, not that one. There we go. Well, while he parks himself up, I will give you guys a very pleasant farewell. Oh, beep, beep, beep. Yeah, welcome to Innsbruck. Nice snowy Innsbruck. That was a really good flight. I really enjoyed that. If there's any other flights you want me to do, please let me know. This was a special request. So thank you to the person who did request it to me. Yeah, absolutely great flight. Really enjoyed that. Any other flights, just chuck them in the comments and I will be sure to fly them whenever I can. That'll be it for me, guys. Thank you very much for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.